Imagine you are sitting in your home. Quiet night. Nothing unusual. And then you notice it. A dark wet stain spreading slowly across your wall. Like something is seeping through from the other side. The paint bubbles. The drywall blackens and softens. And then a hand pushes through. Old. Skeletal. Dripping with something dark and foul. Followed by a face. Ancient beyond reckoning. Black hollow eyes. A smile that has no business being on anything that was ever alive. It steps through your wall like it is made of wet paper. It looks at you. And it reaches out. You cannot run. You cannot fight, because the moment it touches you, you are no longer here. You are somewhere else. Somewhere dark. Somewhere that smells like decay and rot and age. Somewhere it has been waiting for a very long time. Welcome to the pocket dimension of SCP-106. Almost nobody comes back from it. Almost. SCP-106 appears to be an elderly humanoid male. Extremely old. Ancient, even. Its skin is black and necrotic, rotting, but never fully decomposing. Dark fluid constantly seeps from cracks in its skin. Its eyes are hollow. Its movement is slow and deliberate, almost casual. Like it has absolutely nowhere to be and all of eternity to get there. SCP-106 is nicknamed the Old Man by Foundation staff. Some call it Radical Larry, a darkly humorous nickname that does nothing to diminish how genuinely terrifying it is. SCP-106 can pass through any solid matter it chooses. Walls, floors, containment doors, reinforced steel. It simply steps through them, leaving behind a dark corrosive residue that eats through whatever material it touched. Everything it passes through rots. Corrodes. Ages decades in seconds. And anyone it touches is not killed, not immediately. They are transported to what researchers call the pocket dimension. A place SCP-106 has constructed, or perhaps simply inhabits, somewhere outside normal space. A rotting, dark, labyrinthine place. Where SCP-106 plays with its victims. For as long as it wants. Containing SCP-106 is one of the Foundation's most complex and disturbing ongoing procedures. Its primary containment cell consists of a femur lure system. Yes, a femur. A human femur. Because SCP-106 is attracted to the distress of young humans. The containment cell uses a remotely operated device to snap a human femur, producing both the sound and the scent of a fresh bone break, in order to lure SCP-106 back into its cell after a breach. Someone has to operate that device. Someone has to sit in a room and snap a human bone to call a monster home like a grotesque dog whistle. The containment chamber itself is a series of magnetically sealed chambers with automated acid washing systems. No personnel are permitted within 20 meters of the cell without Level 4 authorization. If SCP-106 breaches containment, and it does, regularly, the femur lure is activated. If the femur lure fails, the backup procedure involves a human lure volunteer. A living person. Placed in a secondary chamber. To draw SCP-106 back through their fear alone. The Foundation has a list of volunteers for this procedure. The list is classified. But it exists. The Foundation has no record of where SCP-106 originated. No birth records. No history. No point of first contact in any Foundation archive before a certain date, and that date itself is redacted. What researchers have pieced together from physical evidence and SCP-106's own rare communication suggests that it is extraordinarily old. Older than the Foundation. Older than modern civilization. Possibly older than recorded history. Ancient cave paintings discovered in 3 separate locations across France, Russia and Peru, all dating to over 15,000 years ago, depict a black skeletal figure walking through solid rock while humans flee in terror. The same figure. Same posture. Same outstretched hand. In an interview conducted in 19, a researcher asked SCP-106 how old it was. SCP-106 tilted its head slowly, smiled, and said, and this is a direct transcript, "I remember when this was all ocean." It did not elaborate. It simply turned and walked back through the wall of its containment cell. The interview was terminated. The researcher requested a transfer to a different site the following morning. Incident 106-M. During a scheduled maintenance cycle, SCP-106 breached its primary containment by passing directly through the floor of its cell, a floor rated to be impenetrable, and entered the facility's ventilation system. Over the following 4 hours it moved through 3 floors of Site-19, passing through 11 walls, 4 reinforced doors and 2 supposedly SCP-proof barriers. It encountered 6 Foundation personnel. 3 were transported to the pocket dimension. 2 were recovered, barely. 1 was never found. The femur lure was activated at the 3-hour mark. SCP-106 ignored it. It was only drawn back to containment after a live human volunteer was placed in the secondary lure chamber. The moment SCP-106 sensed the volunteer's fear, it turned around mid-corridor and walked calmly back to its cell. It paused at the cell entrance, looked back toward the volunteer's chamber, and waved. The 2 personnel recovered from the pocket dimension both required immediate psychiatric hospitalization. Their descriptions of the pocket dimension are classified Level 4. What little has been leaked describes an infinite dark labyrinth of rotting corridors, impossible geometry, the constant sound of distant screaming, and the unmistakable sensation of being watched and toyed with the entire time. One recovered researcher said only this: "It let me find the exit. It wanted me to think I escaped. It was laughing the whole time." SCP-106 is still contained. For now. It breaches regularly. It always comes back, eventually. Whether by the femur lure or the human volunteer or simply because it chooses to return on its own. And that is perhaps the most disturbing detail of all. The Foundation is not entirely sure that containment is something that happens to SCP-106. Some senior researchers have proposed that SCP-106 returns to its cell not because it is lured back, but because it wants to. Because the cell is simply where it waits between hunts. Because it is patient in a way that only something truly ancient and truly unkillable can afford to be. It has existed for at least 15,000 years. The Foundation has existed for less than 200. SCP-106 is not afraid of time. SCP-106 is time. The rotting, patient, inevitable kind. Subscribe for weekly SCP videos and comment below. If SCP-106 came through your wall right now, what would you do? I'll read every answer. Assuming we are all still here next week.